There is a moment most people never talk about. It is not the finish line. It is not the applause. It is not the day everything finally makes sense. It is the small moment right before you do the thing you promised yourself you would do, when nobody is watching, when your mood is average, when your energy is not perfect, and when quitting would be easy to explain. That moment is where your life quietly changes. Not in one dramatic explosion, not because you suddenly become fearless, but because you decide, again, to take the next right step. Progress is often less about becoming a different person and more about becoming a person who can be counted on by themselves. A person who does not need perfect conditions to make a decent choice. A person who can feel tired and still move with intention. A person who can be disappointed and still stay honest. A person who can be scared and still act with respect for the future. This is the power of moving with intent. Intent means you are not drifting through the day hoping your better self appears. You are choosing where your attention goes. You are choosing what gets your best energy. You are choosing what kind of person your repeated actions are building. And that matters, because life will constantly offer distractions that feel urgent but leave you empty. One more scroll, one more excuse, one more delay, one more conversation with people who drain the strength you need for your own path. None of these things look destructive in the moment. They look small, harmless, normal, but direction is built from small choices. If you keep choosing what is easy without asking where it leads, you eventually wake up in a life that does not feel like yours. Not because you failed all at once, but because you stopped steering. So today, do not ask, how do I change everything? Ask, what am I about to do next? That question brings power back into your hands. Maybe the next move is cleaning the space you have been ignoring. Maybe it is opening the notebook and studying for 20 focused minutes. Maybe it is putting on your shoes and going for a walk even though you do not feel motivated. Maybe it is sending the message, making the call, starting the project, practicing the skill, or admitting the truth you have been avoiding. Do not underestimate the next intentional action. It is a vote. It says, I am still in this. I still respect myself. I am still willing to participate in my own growth. Confidence does not come from pretending you are unstoppable. It comes from remembering the times you showed up when it would have been easier not to. Every honest effort becomes evidence. Every completed task becomes a quiet brick in your foundation. Every time you return after falling off, you teach your mind that one bad day is not a life sentence. You do not need to be intense all the time. You need to be directed. There is a difference. Intensity burns hot and disappears when emotion changes. Direction is steadier. Direction says, even if I slow down, I will not turn my back on what matters. Direction lets you rest without quitting. Direction lets you adjust without collapsing. Direction lets you be human and still move forward. Think about someone training their body. The strongest people are not strong because every workout feels amazing. They are strong because they learned how to respect the process on normal days. They show up when the room is quiet. They repeat the basics. They pay attention to form. They recover. They return. They understand that one workout does not transform them, but one pattern repeated long enough does. Your mind works the same way. You train focus by returning to the task. You train courage by doing what scares you in manageable steps. You train discipline by keeping small promises. You train self-respect by refusing to abandon yourself whenever life gets uncomfortable. And yes, it will get uncomfortable. There will be days when your progress feels invisible. Days when other people seem ahead. Days when old habits try to pull you back because they are familiar. Days when your effort feels heavier than usual. In those moments, do not let frustration convince you that nothing is happening. Growth is often underground before it is visible. Roots do not look impressive, but without them, nothing stands. The work you do when nobody claps is not wasted. The patience you practice when results are slow is not weakness. The focus you rebuild after distraction is not failure. It is training. You are learning how to stay with yourself. That is a rare skill. Many people only support themselves when they are winning. They speak kindly to themselves when the day goes well, then become cruel the moment they struggle. But real strength is not built by attacking yourself. It is built by telling the truth without destroying your spirit. If you messed up, own it. If you wasted time, correct it. If you slip back into an old pattern, notice it, learn from it, and make the next choice cleaner. Shame keeps you frozen. Responsibility gets you moving. You do not need to hate the person you were in order to become better. You need to guide that person forward. Start with one standard you can actually keep today, not 10. 1. Drink water before another distraction. Put your phone away for one focused block. Move your body for 10 minutes. Finish the task you keep reopening. Speak with honesty. Leave the room better than you found it. Do the small thing with full attention. Small does not mean meaningless. Small means repeatable. And repeatable is where change becomes real. The world loves dramatic transformation stories, but most meaningful change is quieter than that. It looks like someone choosing the healthier meal without announcing it, someone studying while their friends are wasting time, someone apologizing instead of defending their ego, someone going back to practice after a bad performance, someone saying no because their future deserves protection. These are not glamorous moments. They are powerful moments, because they prove you are no longer waiting to feel ready before you respect your life. You are allowed to want more strength, more peace, more skill, more confidence, more freedom in how you spend your days. Healthy ambition is not greed. It is a recognition that your life has capacity and you are responsible for what you do with it. But ambition without self-respect becomes punishment, and self-respect without action becomes wishful thinking. You need both. Care enough about yourself to act. Act consistently enough to trust yourself. That is the balance. So when the next difficult moment arrives, do not make it bigger than it is. Do not turn one task into your entire identity. Do not ask whether you feel like a champion. Just ask, what would a person with respect for their future do next? Then do that. Slowly if needed, imperfectly if needed, quietly if needed, but do it. Because every time you move with intent, you take your life back from randomness. You stop being pushed by every mood, every opinion, every obstacle, every distraction. You become someone who can pause, choose, and proceed. That is mental strength, not never struggling, not never doubting, not always being motivated. Mental strength is the ability to return to what matters after the noise gets loud. Today, choose one thing that deserves your real effort. Make it specific, make it visible, give it a time, give it your attention. And when resistance shows up,